next question on the list here. What is the role of generative AI in the game development process? And should I start learning how to use generative AI tools? Before we pressed the record button, we were joking about that. You're like, I don't really have an answer to this. And I was like, that's an answer in itself.
Yeah.
I don't know. Do you want to expand on that, or should I go first?
No, I'm happy to expand on it, because I think, the reason that I don't have an answer for this is because, to your point, and you'll kind of go more in depth in this, but I've not heard anything really about our hiring managers or our companies, Activision Blizzard King, asking for that in candidates. I know generative AI is getting more and more interesting, and honestly, I just kind of like it for the memes that are being created at the moment. That's about my level of sort of where I'm at with it. Do some research, right? Like, do some Googling and be like, what's kind of out there at the moment? Are any gaming companies using it? Are any job descriptions kind of asking for this, this kind of expertise or this kind of experience? Like the, companies' websites and job descriptions, again, I know they're always not the most fun, but they will give you insight into what a company needs and values. But so I would say, like, do kind of your own research on it and see where we're at with it in the gaming industry, right? But yeah, Joe, I know you had a couple of things to add on this as well.
Yeah, I think my take at the moment is because these tools are all very primitive, even though the take is that AI is coming on leaps and bounds, and it is. Actually, they're all quite primitive in terms of generating something people can be proud of from like an art quality perspective that game developers want to be out there. There's also another point that it's a minefield for like copyright at the moment. So I know plenty of games companies that just ban their developers from using it at all, because if they can't confirm where that code that was generated has come from, or where that image has come from, it's just not worth a potential lawsuit. I think where it is interesting though, and where I am seeing some uses of it, is actually in concepting. So ChatGPT you might want to use if you just want some quick points on like NPC dialogue, or brainstorming some points for a story that you're coming up with. Like, you put in the framework, gives you some ideas, great, and then you go do it. But the actual creative work has to come from you and from your brain. Like, please do not upload like art that you created in Midjourney to your ArtStation profile. You'll get caught out very quick, and that would be a major red flag. So last point I'll make on this is that I also see people mixing up procedural art tools with generative AI tools, and the difference there is that procedural art tools have been used in game development for years and years and years, and the difference being generative AI will take like a text prompt and pull art from many unknown sources. Procedural tools will be working in a much more confined space within a game engine, and those tools would be generated and created by the developers of that company or well-established companies already, and you know exactly how that is being generated and where it's coming from. So that's just something to bear in mind.